This is Season 2, Episode 19 of the Out of the Minds podcast. I'm Sean Oakley.
And I'm Sam Cooper, so not appearing in this episode because I was knocked out in the cup.
I was just about to say this stuff is getting old now, but no, I'll let you have that one. So let's jump straight in, and we are reviewing another game from the Welsh Open. And this time it is my top 4 knockout match against Dom Flanagan. We all know how well I did, so we know the result of this game. But it's quite interesting because I think, and I'll be curious to watch it back, I think I seriously get bailed out of this game by my dice. And I'm curious if it was as bad as I remember. Or...
I don't know. It didn't seem like it when at this point I'm sort of off screen by a few tables, casually watching because I'm darting between yours and Chris's game.
I remember rolling a lot of paint on a lot of dice, but sometimes you don't quite realise I suppose how it's spreading while you're playing. Hence, it'll be good to look back. And I know for a fact I've made a couple of mistakes in this game. A lot of them stemming from turn 0. But let's jump into it. Although I should note, spoilers, Dom and I played round 5 in Swiss on day 1. The same scenario, we're playing Chance Engagement. And I was beaten 21-16. So I was already like, ugh, but we'll go for it.
Yeah, well, I think both you and Chris were like, and our time has ended. Going into these games.
Yeah. So, as I've said, we're playing Chance. Do you just want to run through Dom's list quickly?
Yeah. So he is playing Resistance. I have been informed that this is the list he took to the World Championships. And we have Poe Dameron. Is this Big Poe?
No, this is Commander Poe because he's 6 points. Poe. Trigger Happy is 7.
I definitely know what ships cost outside of Separatists.
That's fair.
Anyway, yeah, so Poe Dameron, Super Poe, Autumn Poe, Commander Poe, with Marksmanship, Heroic, Ferrosphere Paint, R4 Astromech, Overdrive Thrusters, S-Foils, and Plasma Torpedoes. So standard, annoying ace... Anyone can basically be wherever he likes.
Yeah, ace and a T-set. For anyone who doesn't know Commander Poe's ability, it's the same as Trigger Happy's, except you can only do it once every other turn. And if you don't know that, it's basically when a... Trigger Happy's applies just to himself, but Commander Poe can actually do it to other ships. And it's when a ship, I think it's range 0 to 2, but I'd have to check the range.
I think it's 0 to 2. Yeah.
Performs an action. You may spend 2 charges, 1 recurring, to perform a second action, treating it as red.
Yeah, so very flexible. Essentially, you get to save a point in list building as long as you don't mind only being able to do an extra action every other turn.
Yeah. I mean, the flip side of that is... because you've got overdrive thrusters, so when you do a red booster barrel roll, you do it 1 speed higher. The S-foils also link a focus to a red barrel roll, so even on the turn you're not doing the commander stuff, you can still focus into a 2 straight barrel roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy, does that line up nicely.
Yeah. Anywho, we've got Poe. We've got Eloasti in the T-70 with Predator, Heroic, and Ferrosphere Paint. Sensing a theme? There's lots of Ferrosphere. Lots of paint in this list. Temin in the T-70 with Heroic, Ferrosphere Paint, and R68, which is Reroll Boy. That is the astromech that basically once per turn you can make someone re-roll a lock or something.
No.
You can make someone re-roll a dice.
No, that's M9 G8,
M9,
and you generally lock your own ship. R68 is basically Super Predator. So it means Temin can re-roll any number of dice for the amount of friendly ships at range 0 to 3 that have the defender in the bullseye.
So if you have Predator, you basically re-roll 2 dice. Now, Temin doesn't have Predator, but essentially what this does is secretly give him Predator, if nothing else.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And then we've got some Y-Wings. We've got Shah Zazaro in the Y-Wing, with dorsal turret, concussion bombs, delayed fuses, and the wartime loadout, and Chorus Capellum with a dorsal turret, concussion bombs, and the wartime loadout. And I can't see if there's anything else because
No,
it seems to go off the screen,
no,
but I
no.
think that's the end.
That is it. Because Chorus has slightly less points.
And yeah, so there's basically the resistance version of the B-Wings. They got 9 health. They're annoying. They're way more effort to kill than what you get out of it.
Oh, I've actually just remembered something that happens in this game. It's not just my dice that bail me out. Dom bails me out as well. But we'll get to that. So I'm flying the Republic stuff, as regular listeners will know from my run. The 3 sock arcs, broadside, matchstick, and slider. So, obstacles.
So yeah, we're playing chance. So one objective. It's fight time.
Yeah.
Which, interestingly, I think both of your lists are all right with.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously you're flying the arcs, so ostensibly I think the arcs just feel advantage in every situation. But
I actually think, ironically, this is my worst scenario.
Okay.
Because
I guess actually because normally you've got so many ships and so many big ships, you just like doing the ones that have objectives.
Yeah, well, that, and what normally happens in my games is damage gets spread around. If I fly well, I'm getting arcs in, getting arcs out, stopping them dying. But normally,
half
like
points on the field,
the arcs are so easy to half point, particularly when Poe rocks up with a plasma.
No, it's true.
Like plasmas against one agility, and quite often a double modded plasma. And Dom's list is much harder to half point. Like the Y-Wings, are pretty much the same. But the T-70s are only 2 health less than the majority of my list.
And they have extra green and heroic.
Yeah, they have that extra green and heroic. So, yeah.
So setup. There are 4 rocks and 2 debris on the field. And essentially, there is a line of 1 large rock and 2 very small rocks on Dom's side of the board, evenly spaced out across the middle. And then on your side of the board, there is the mustache and 2 bits of debris, not quite so evenly spread out, but there's 1 in the center just next to the objective, and the other 2 are that guy's left and right, about range 1 away.
Yeah, maybe just a bit further than range 1. And I was quite alright with this because
this is a fairly neutral setup.
Yeah, it's chance. We're going to end up tangling in the middle. My plan was to mostly just amble into the middle from one side, turn in, joust effectively.
Yeah, makes sense.
But to that degree, I actually screw up turn 0 with ship placement, and I'll get to it after we've done everything. But Dom places Chorus first because he's I1. I'm second. He's first player to this, so he'll place the 2 Y-Wings before I place anything.
Yeah, and so the Y-Wings are placed in the center of Dom's deployment, just to the left and right of the center objective, so they can they can coast forward. They'll skim past a rock, and they can basically choose when they fight.
Yeah. So I place Jag down just to the left of the right-hand obstacle on my side, where he can scoop between that into the center. My plan was to go quite slow with him, while the other arcs go a bit faster, so that they have a chance to turn in behind. And so we sort of, because the likelihood is I'm going to end up banking towards Poe and Ello at some point, or turning towards them. Because if Snappy's behind me, Temin, then I'm fine doing the veteran tail gunner and plinking out the back. Although I didn't know he was there at the time, obviously. So yeah, that's my initial plan. And then I put broadside to the left of Jag, with the turret facing to the right, because I quite often find the best way to set up the Y-Wings to start is the turret facing into the board center, and then you turn away from the enemy ships. Because what I found is when you have it the other way and you go, oh, I'm going to turn in and they'll be on my flank. If they do something you're not expecting, your
turret is just wrong.
But having that turn away quite often just opens up a wider arc, and a lot of people don't expect it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those were my 3s.
And so then the 4s. So Temin, and now I'm going to assume
Temin is blue.
I don't. So Temin is the blue one.
Temin is the blue one, and obviously Poe and
Elo
orange.
Poe and Elo orange and green. Okay, so Temin gets placed at the far left of Dom's deployment, basically as far as he can. Yeah. Basically, he's setting up a wide front. The idea being that wherever Sean deploys, I'm presuming there'll be something on the flank.
Yeah.
Because any T-70 on the flank is nasty when it comes down to it.
Yeah. So I go to my 4s. Now, this is how Dom set up. Actually, the entire list is almost how he set up in Swiss. And so I'm expecting Temin to either do one or two things. If I set up the majority of my list over there, he might turn away. Because I'm not sure you want to joust that with maybe that and a Y-wing. Or he'll do what he did in Swiss, which is where he sort of slow-balled in and then tried to bank round and get a flank.
Yeah.
So I basically have to deny him that. So I set up my 4s, and I put Wolf just to the right of the debris that Jag's in, keeping him nicely in range 2. He can go forward, go a little bit faster. Matchstick is just to the right of that, where he can go and basically turret pointing in. He can bank if Snappy tries to jump in. I can eye on him, which is great. And then Slider, I put behind the Y-wing, facing down towards Jag and Broadside, because I'll get the arc and the Y-wing to lock him. I'll get him to lock the Y-wing and the arc to lock the Y-wing, so Matchstick has its rerolls, and then he's going to head off down towards Jag and Broadside to basically try and get in the middle of everything, so that A, he can start getting surprising blocks with the side slips, and B, gets his side arcs on for dedicated.
Yeah, makes sense. And so then we get to Elo and Poe, and they deploy on Dom's right-hand side, not quite as far down as Temin is, but it's basically Elo to the right of the Y-wing and Poe on the far side. So they're able to come forward, skirt past the rock that was placed to Dom's right, and yeah, he's got his flank set up, and they are basically now essentially positioned for a flank, because unless you just decide, you know what, Oddball got this, you're not deploying Oddball opposite Poe and Elo.
And I don't. I deploy Oddball on the right-hand side to come in with the rest of it. And then Poe goes down next to Elo.
Yeah.
Easy. So, mistakes. I shouldn't have set Jag and Broadside up there.
Where should you have set them up?
So I should have.
Why? So,
Jag is all right in the sense that he can go straight into the middle. Broadside can't because there's a debris in the way. And also, I have to get the manoeuvres spot on to get the arcs, like, where I need them at the right time. What I should have done was set up Jag where Wolf is, just to the right of the right-hand thing. Set up the rest of my list except Oddball on that right-hand side, and then set up Oddball on the left of the list, but facing right, so he can hard turn in behind them.
Yeah. Okay.
Gone fast turn 1, because turn 2, I can easily still get ships into range 2 of the centre objective. And that's all I need. Like, this is the one time that I can't just get whipped on objectives if I play it too slow.
Yeah, because and this is probably maybe not. I'm not sure how true it is, but like I feel like on at least chance if you go 2 down, it's not the end of the world.
No.
If you miss out on 1 turn of scoring, it's not the absolute end of the world. Sure, it can lose you games, but it's not like going 4 or 5 down on another objective, or on Scramble the opponent having all 3 of the objectives.
Yeah.
That adds up too quickly.
And also, it means, is Temin going to joust my entire list? Probably
Hell
not.
no.
The Y-Wings, if they turn towards me, are they going to start concussioning with Poe and Elo behind them? If they turn away from me and start concussioning, then that's 2 of his ships not shooting at me.
Yeah.
And I think it would have just given me better options.
Yeah, giving you better options and like made Dom have to make choices.
Yeah. And we will see how this plays out. But let's jump into it. And Dom's first player for turn 1. Oh, except he's not.
So,
they just haven't swapped the thing over. I was going to say, I'm first player because there's...
dare they? Nicky.
So Jag and Broadside just do 1 straights. Jag focuses, Broadside locks Matchstick.
Shaza and Chorus have both done, looks like a 3 straight?
Yeah, I think so.
3 straight and focused. And their turrets are facing to... Basically, the one on the left is facing left, the one on the right is facing right. That's an interesting setup for the turret.
Yeah. I suppose it depends what he does with them, where he turns.
Yeah. Like, the only reason I say it's interesting is because if they both turn to the right, then the one on the right has to then rotate the turret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolf does a 3 straight to get up past the debris and locks Matchstick, who then does a 3 straight with him. It's a 3 bank from
focuses, extra sliders, a 3 bank.
All standard stuff.
Then Temin does a 1 bank, and he barrel rolls to the right, clearly disengaging from the giant Republic death ball coming his way.
Yeah. Then Oddball just does a 2 straight because I want to be slightly behind Matchstick to give him space to bank out if I need him to. And he locks Matchstick as well, so Matchstick's got like 4 rerolls on him if he needs it at the moment.
Yeah. Then Elo does a 3 straight and boosts to the left around the rock, and Poe does the exact same. So we're setting up for fighting already, which I quite like. I always like fighting.
So now I have an issue here. Because
You sort of traffic jammed yourself.
That's not the major issue. The issue I have is I don't want to get flanked by both sets of T-70s.
Yeah.
But also, which wouldn't be happening if I'd set up and had the block there. But also, I have to get Jag through that debris field. Fine, he's got a straight run. But I also have to make sure that I don't go so fast that Poe just swoops in, lock focuses him, and then just blows his shields away.
Yeah.
With the plasma. So what do I do with Broadside? Because Broadside can't just straight it.
Do your Y-Wings have a barrel roll?
They do.
That's not the worst option.
But the issue with that is I then have to move Jag fast enough to be able to get the barrel roll in behind him.
Can't they both 1 straight?
I don't think that would fit because... I don't know, actually. I didn't think that would fit because Broadside's front is slightly further forward than half of the medium base. Maybe actually going backwards on the barrel roll might have made it fit.
The only reason I say is they're both 1 straight, and you have a look, and if you don't think you fit, that's fine. Broadside has another 1 straight in him, and then at the next turn, Jag can yeet, right?
Yeah,
that was my thought.
That is a good thought. That didn't occur to me.
I mean, yeah, well, like I said, it's easy for me to come up with this idea. I'm sitting here looking at the stream.
If this is the turn I think it is, it may well be the next turn. But we'll get to that.
Is this the bump turn?
No. Oh no. Oh no, actually, yeah, it might be, but
I know
not
there are
not
two,
that.
right?
Yeah, there are two. So Chorus is one banked away from my list
Yep.
and focused. He's still got the turret pointing out that side.
Yep, he's fine. That seems like perfectly natural. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Broadside, two hards into where Poe and Elo are.
So my thought here was, I think the T70s are banking into the centre, probably quite fast. I wanted to give him something to think about. I also want, have the turret so I can throw it out.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the mistake. I think that is the mistake.
Focus.
So I focus. Now, what that has done is screwed me for the next 2 rounds, I think. Because
how are you going to get past the mustache?
there is one way I get past the moustache, and that's a 3 bank. But that puts me. What I should have done there was barrel rolled in.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because, okay, even though I have to do a 1 or 2 straight to clear the blue, I probably just barrel roll in too hard next turn. Sure, I'm still stressed. I'm not getting the double modded ion cannon, but at least I'm throwing dice.
Yeah, or honestly, barrel rolled out. Just like that, I might have hedged because
doesn't the barrel roll out put me even further out of the action? And
yes, but at least you can too hard and point your regular arc the right way.
But I'm also thinking, if Poe wants to waste one of his torps on the Y-wing, I'd rather that than the arc.
I guess it's one of those. It's one of those things where is it a waste?
I don't think it's a waste, but I think for me, it's a preference.
Fair.
But yeah, so because I want
focusing just leaves you in dead space. Basically,
yeah, exactly.
You just
I should
got nowhere to go.
Yeah, I personally think the barrel roll in, but yeah.
I guess it depends what you're looking for and what you want Broadside to be doing next turn. Because I was just thinking, barrel out. That way you can too hard in, and at least you're putting your turret there. And you're like slightly protected, and then you're timing your engagement with when your rest of your arcs will come in. Because
I want a threat because I want more. The more Dom has to think about, the better for me.
Yeah.
So I think barrel rolling out just takes that out of the equation.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I also know that the one straight from Jag that I've done is going to put me in a position to be able to like bank round the next turn.
Yeah, so Jag did the 1 straight and focused, and then Shaza did, I think that's a 2 straight and focused.
Yep. And then I was contemplating doing a fast bank in with Jag, but I didn't like
Wolf, right?
Wolf, yeah, sorry. But I had a sneaking suspicion that Temin was going to come back in like he did in Swiss. So I just do a 1 straight, and I take a focus. I do a 3 straight, I think, with matchstick, and I barrel roll to the right for a stress to just try and widen the arc on the ion turret.
And to make sure you have the full spectrum of red tokens, you can re-roll everything.
And then Slider does a 2 bank in behind Jag, and I go to put it down. I'm like, oh, I think this might bump, and I like go to lever it in. And it's so close that I'm like, I asked Liam, who was helping judge, to just come over and watch it. And he was watching it, and it's like it was literally nub over nub. But it's a bump.
That is the game.
Takes the damage.
Ouch. And you were correct. Temin did bank in to present another flank.
Yeah. Just as a 1 bank.
1 bank, and then he barrel roll to the left.
I need barrel rolls to the left. And then just a 1 bank from Oddball and a focus.
And you are again correct. Elo did do a fast 3 bank in, as did Poe. Elo just focused, and Poe looks like he's barrel rolling to the left to get out of broadsides, ion cannon,
Yeah.
ion turret.
Now, see, interestingly, if I had barrel rolled in and forwards, with that initial 3 bank, I think I would have been out of Poe's arc. And he can't barrel. He might be able to do a single barrel roll to the right and then do a Poe action for a focus or something. But he's not getting a double modded shot into me.
I wonder if, had you barrel rolled in, would Poe have flipped his wings open and then boost focused or something like that?
Yeah, quite possibly. But then it's just a single modded. Yes, it's a 4-dice shot into me, but it's a single modded 4-dice shot. Not.
And he's trading it into the ion cannon, so ion turret. So it's maybe not ideal, but I wonder.
Exactly. Like, yes, I was prepared to take a shot, but yeah. Yeah, just a barrel.
Actually, now I've said it, he probably doesn't try that. I think he tries to avoid the ion turret because halving matchstick is not worth Poe being ioned. Even though it'd be a relatively safe ion, it's just that he might be ioned forever.
I mean, you say it's a relatively safe ion. I can literally turn most of the arcs in on him the next turn.
Yeah, but he'd be like relatively safe this, and then like a 1 bank, and then it's not like Jag can turn in. The rest of the arcs can turn in, but they'd have to move pretty fast to get range 3.
Jag can fit a 3 bank around that debris.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying Poe is pointing towards broadside. So like,
I mean, that's
3 bank
fair.
Boost. Poe would be like in between the debris and the mustache.
Oh, that's fine. If he's going there, then I just continue ioning him and
that's what I meant by it. It's a relatively safe, but he's probably ioned forever.
Yeah.
So Dom probably wouldn't do it.
But we go to shooting because I like shooting in turn 2.
Turn 2 shooting. How slow.
Yeah, right, fair. And the first shot is Elo, range 3 into Wolf.
That looks like something.
No, I think I dodged it. Oh, I'll keep an eye on the overlay because Dom point blank refuses to use the dice tray. I think he likes annoying Nick. So
that's fair.
That
is his prerogative.
Yeah. So this.
Oh, do you use annoying dice?
They're my dice. I like my dice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're invisible.
So then we go to, I think, the 4s because I don't think Oddball had a shot, and I think this is Wolf into. Who is this? I don't know, but we'll just go through. We do some shooting.
Some damage is done. Temin loses 2 shields.
So now this is the important one. I think that was Matchstick's shot that he re-rolled into 2 hits, and Temin rolled, I think, focus blank or focus.
Yeah.
And by opting not to take the focus and do the barrel roll, didn't have the token to spend. So.
Oof. That does seem to be about it for damage that is done.
So, at the end of that round, I've lost the shield that I did to myself on Slider, and Temin's taken 2 shields.
Unfortunate, but this is Matchstick. Like, Matchstick reminds me a lot of Dis. He's almost always modded in some way, usually double.
Yeah. Like, he's a consistent 2 hits. So, and if he's got the focus on the ion cannon, he's a consistent 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
here we are. The lists are committed, essentially.
Yep. Yes, they are. And basically, we're going to turn in and smack each other. But this is where I make the stupidest mistake I've ever made on stream. Which you already know about, but it's just watch me do it. It's so
honestly, you don't even need to say it. I would argue, knowing all the games, you're like, probably the stupid mistake you've ever made an X-wing.
Yeah.
Like it's not, and there is no like, it's not skill issue. It's not like thinking issue. It's not like, oh, I thought it would fit. It's literally just stupid. Whoops, I picked up that dial. Yeah.
Like literally just stupid.
Yeah.
So here we are doing the idiot checks.
And so, Chorus Capellum does a 1 bank to the left and then a boost.
And a boost. I like
just to get in your way.
Yeah. Broadside, I'm first player. Broadside does his 3-bank, which does nicely take me a little bit further out. And then I barrel roll in because I can get just in front of it for the stress. Just try and keep him relevant.
Jack does a 1 straight, and I presume focuses.
He does do a 1 straight and focuses.
Good lord. Shaza does a 2-bank and takes a focus. He's got a nice shot into Jag. Wolf does a 1-bank to the left and bumps into Chorus. And so I listened to the Sif Takers podcast, and they did make the comment of they thought that you might not have had the experience of flying against ships that move before Jag.
I got that, and I'm not really sure what that's got to do with Wolf bumping.
Yeah, but to be fair, you know.
And also, I fly against you. You quite often have low initiative.
If anything, I'm the one who's surprised when I'm like, wait, I'm not flying first.
It's fine. They don't know my practice partners, so that's fair.
But I thought there is some merit to that, because generally, if you're I3, you're in this day and age, it's a pretty safe assumption to say you're flying first.
But also, you say that, but then I also fly against like Chris, who flies Gemma a load, and But I don't overly care about bumping because I get the bump focus.
Because you get the bump focus, and then you can just shoot into someone else who's range 1 of you.
Like Jag is acquire a lock, so he doesn't care if he's stressed. Wolf's using Jag's lock. Oddball gets a lock from a bump focus. Like,
many vultures have died for the sins of AMG.
Yeah, so the most important thing for me is getting my firing arc facing where I need it.
Yeah,
always
the
close
1-bank accomplishes it.
Yeah.
Either way, it does potentially, like, so the reason this is relevant is because of what you're about to do, but had you done a slightly faster move, because I know what you actually put in for Oddball.
Yeah.
But it's the sort of thing like, now Wolf is backstopped slightly, and it's one of those things I was like, oh, maybe if you thought you'd made it.
No, because I didn't think. So I've dialed in a 1 straight with Oddball.
Yeah.
Because even if Wolf had cleared, I didn't think a 2 straight would fit, or was close enough that it wasn't worth it. Having Oddball slightly further back was fine, because also it keeps his arc sort of relevant in case Temin cuts in.
My thing was basically the theory being like, had you gone for, okay, Wolf is doing a faster move, and then Oddball does a faster move behind him. This sort of thing from Chorus could be annoying.
I always, particularly when I'm flying against something moving for me, and I4, that's quite often. If I've got Oddball behind, I will give probably more of a safety margin than I need to for stuff like this. But anyhow, Matchstick does a 2 straight and focuses, because I was reasonably confident that Temin was going to turn in.
Coming in, yeah.
I'm like, if he goes,
looks like a wolf trap.
Yeah, but I'm kind of alright with that, because if I can get 2 ships ioned, then great. And Slide just does a 1 straight behind and focuses.
Determined to not bump into Jag again.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And so Temin does what looks like a 3-bank, and he just focus boosts.
Boosts with his ability, then focuses.
Yeah.
Right. Now we skip past it, but here comes stupid mistake. I go to pick up Oddball's dial, and it's not there. And I'm like, at the time I was like, oh god, have I forgotten to set a dial on stream? I'm sure I remember setting a 1 straight for him. I was like, really sorry, Tom, I must have not set a dial. Guess it's a white 2 straight. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, but it is. I was like, don't apologise, like, it's my screw up. Turns out it's even worse than that, because what I did, and I don't know if anyone called it as I skimmed past it, was as I was scooping up Matchstick and Wolves and Sliders at I4, I scooped up Oddballs as well.
Out of curiosity, where did you put it?
It's on the pile, because I flipped it up right, and it's on the pile with the rest of them. It's just like, because I'm sure I looked over and like there's one with a 1 straight, and I go, I'm sure I remember setting that. I must have just left it at the side of the table. No, which is a real shame, because a 1 straight here would have been lovely.
Yeah,
because then I just barrel roll to the side of Temin and get a range 1 double modded shot into him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I do the white 2 straight, which bumps into the back of Wolf. I mean, I still get a range 1 shot into Temin, so I'm okay. And I don't think... Oh, I do take a damage for that.
Yeah. So here comes Elo. That was, I believe, a 2-bank to the right and a focus, and Poe does a 1-bank to the right, focus, activates his ability to target lock Jag.
Yes.
And then the shooting begins.
Yep.
So I believe that was a plasma into Jag from Poe, and Poe does Poe things. Jag loses all of his shields and takes 1 damage.
And takes 1 damage. So that's 1 off half already.
Oof.
Then it's my 5 because I'm first. And Oddball shoots into.
That's Chorus, I believe. You're shooting into the Y-wing, I think.
Hang on, I'm waiting for some shields to go down. I thought I went into...
one shield has come off Chorus.
I thought I went into LO, but I must be... I have. I've done... I'm sure I've gone into LO and it's just not updated yet. Because if you look, the 2 T70s have 2 shields down each. I'm guessing the overlay just hasn't updated yet.
Possibly. I can't see the shields.
Yeah, I have, because Jag has just acquired a lock on him.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Chorus took damage then.
That's... Oh, maybe I plinked it off last turn and we didn't notice.
Maybe.
Yeah, because that was like... That was why I shot him, was so that Jag could pick up the lock. Because I thought that Wolf might have the shot as well, which meant Wolf can be double modded into him.
Yeah.
And this is Elo. Oh, I thought that was Elo into...
I'm pretty sure that was Elo, but again, we'll cut because we can't really see the dice. I know you rolled 1 agility.
Yeah. This is Wolf.
It looks like Jag has taken more cards in the top right.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm guessing you just haven't updated it. This is Wolf going into Elo. Spends Jag's lock and the focus for hit crit.
That looks like
plinks to the last shield and the crit. And the crit is a damage sensor array. So then...
Honestly, with working this out, it may be better for us to just go to the end and look at the damage that has been done.
That is
because individual shots I don't think matter too much because we can't really see the dice.
Well, all I know is that there was hit crit into somebody.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I kill LO this turn.
Let's see. It looks like...
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Elo has died.
Yeah, so we're down to I3 because Broadside's trying to eye on the Y-wing, lest there be a concussion bomb.
Jag is dead.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to happen.
I think that was... honestly, I think based on how everything was lined up, that these are 2 unsurprising trades.
But also, I was a little bit surprised that Jag made it to shooting, so it's like,
that's fair.
I will take that. And I wasn't expecting to kill Elo. Not with it.
Looks like
not with the.
Temin lost the shield and got ioned as well.
Yeah, Temin's got ioned. That would have been one of the 4 dice into him because I roll a lot of 4 dice into Temin with 4 results.
Oddball's taken 2 damage somehow. Either selfless or a random shot.
He took 1 from his self bump. And I believe he took 1 from the range 1 from Chorus, who very kindly nicked Wolf's focus because I didn't get a chance to spend it before he did.
Gotta love Chorus.
Yeah. So yeah, I've lost Jag and I've taken 2 shields on Oddball, and I've traded that. I've traded that for Elo, the next shield on Temin, and ioning him.
And you've also plinked damage onto Chorus and Shaza, respectively, at some point.
I'm pretty sure the Shaza one was just the slider going into it.
Yeah.
Because I figured 2 on 1.
Decent odds. So this is interesting because Jag, well, being I3, and he's really useful for your list.
Yeah, he is. But he's also... I don't know. I'm not going to say the least... important. That might actually be Wolf, but so long as it's not Oddball that goes down straight away, I feel like that I5 is much better in the end game.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so we go into the next round, and I think I am second player. Oh no, actually, I don't have a 3. No, I do have a 3. I'm second player because Dom's moving Shaza. Chorus just did
I think Chorus just one straight bump focus.
One banked because want to make sure you don't technically overlap.
Oh, you don't bump into the end.
Temin, yeah.
And then looks like a one bank from Shaza and a focus.
Yeah. I do the 2 hard just to swing the ion turret around and make sure there's something at range 2.
Temin does a 1 straight ion maneuver and focuses after bumping into Wolf. And then Wolf does a 2 bank to the left, jumping over Chorus and entering happy Wolf territory. Or at least happy regular Wolf territory and okay Wolf territory when you're in Siege of Coruscant mode.
Why happy, regular, and okay?
Because regular Wolf likes to do his like reroll on the front and get it back on the back, whereas Wolf in Siege of Coruscant is just like, I've got a veteran tailgunner, I'm happy to, I'm okay shooting front and back regardless.
So when do I break it to you that Siege of Coruscant Wolf has the exact same ability?
Oh, does he? I thought his ability was is it Wolfpack? Is the thing?
Yeah, Wolfpack.
I've literally never seen anyone use that ability on the Siege of Coruscant Wolf.
What, Wolfpack or his ability?
His ability.
I try and use it as much as possible because
I just assumed he doesn't have it because I've literally never seen him use it.
See the yellow daffodil token. That is his. Yes. That is his charge that I'm using for it. So.
All right. Well, there's
this game. I don't think I actually proc it very often, but yeah. No, there is very happy Wolf. Ability.
You know what? I guess the reason is because Wolf in Siege of Coruscant has access to lots of rerolls without his charge, just inherently.
And for me, it's all dependent on where I'm shooting. Like, if I'm shooting front and back, I'll try and if the good shot is out the back, I will use that. I will use that and the Wolf Pack to roll if I have more than one. There's Dom asking me what that charge was. Slider does a 1 straight, which just bumps into Shaza. And
happy days.
I take the red focus. The 2 hard for Matchstick to follow Temin round.
And focus. It's eye on a clock, baby. 1 straight from Oddball, bump into Chorus, and red focus.
And then I look to trigger my ability, and I think I move the target lock from Wolf from Matchstick onto Temin, because he's the only one with a really good shot that isn't an ion turret that has rerolls anyway. Matchstick's still got 3 rerolls. I find 2's normally average. 3's a nice luxury, particularly on 4 dice, but 2 is normal average, so I'm alright with that. I gain a stress because of Ferrosphere.
Yeah, makes sense. Not the end of the world. At least you did a blue maneuver and aren't stressed.
Yeah. And then just a 1 straight from Poe.
Wait, why did Wolf gain a stress? Shouldn't Oddball have gained a 2nd stress?
No. Because Wolf.
Is Oddball's ability not that he gains a lock?
No, man, you need to read the season. That's why he's so much better. So his ability in the arc, his other ability with its in the bullseye is rubbish, and it never triggers. His new ability is what the old one should have been. When he performs a red action, fully executes a red maneuver, or performs a red action, pick a ship, an enemy ship at range 0 to 1, and pick a friendly ship at range 0 to 3. That ship acquires a lock.
Fair.
So yeah, Wolf acquired the lock and the stress, which I was fine with because, I just straight or bank next turn and
I just thought this was odd. I thought the way you said it, I thought you said Oddball was moving the lock over to Temin.
Sorry. Yeah, I may have.
That's why I was confused as to why. I was confused as to why Wolf was getting.
Sorry, I may have said Oddball was moving Wolf's lock. I meant as in Oddball's ability was allowing Wolf.
I think it's because we just had the discussion of Wolf can use other people's locks.
Yeah. Right, we'll skip through it again. Poe doesn't have a shot, but that's largely
because we missed his move. But basically, he looks like he one bank.
So
barrel to the right.
Yeah, he one straighted, which put him right in front of Wolf, and then he focused barrel rolled, used overdrive to get the 2 straight. to get him the other side of the debris, which I look at this and I looked at it from my side. I was like, I didn't think a 2-bank fit in there.
Obviously interesting, because I would have said yes, it does.
Fair.
At least from this angle. Obviously from your side is a different angle.
Okay, so
anywho, damage is being done. Things are being shot. Poe's lost his shields. Chorus is on 2 health. Temin's lost taken a damage. Oddball's down to 3.
Poe has not lost his shields.
Okay.
That is a mistake on the overlay.
Oh, but I can see why Nicky's done it, because Dom is using red shields.
Yeah, yes he is. So, at the end of that turn, I have taken Chorus down to 2 health. Elo has lost another damage and is ionized. And in response, Oddball is on 2 health with a wounded pilot and a fuel leak.
So Oddball is probably in trouble. He'll almost definitely get to shoot unless Poe comes along, but he's probably in trouble.
Yeah. The problem we have now is I make a vital mistake. And you can begin to see why I think I get bailed out of this. I forgot about the concussion bombs.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking, like, okay, so there are 2 concussion bombs coming out this turn. Slider, like, Wolf should be able to get out of one of them. So Oddball should probably move fast.
Yeah. Wolf I wasn't too fussed about. Wolf can take it. Yeah. The problem I had was Slider. Namely because I forgot about them. And also, where do I go? I can't I could side slip, but I'm only side slipping over a debris into the concussions or into Wolf, which probably bumps me at least in range of one of the concussions.
Yeah, you're in range of one of them for sure.
And I'm like slightly nervous about that on a 2-hold ship. So yeah, actually, I'm trying to remember did I forget or did I go, I literally don't know where to go on this.
I don't know. Is that a second stress on Slider? Or are the 2 red tokens next to him, or is that an...
No, it's a strain because I must have used... dedicated.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Probably on an Oddball shot.
Yeah.
But points-wise, before we go into this round, it's currently 10-9 in my favour. So, tight game.
Tight game could flip in any direction. And anyone paying attention to the overlay, Poe is not as close to death as it looks.
No, Poe is not.
Anyway, here come the concussion bombs. And we don't get a good look of Sean's face as he goes, oh. But a 1 straight from Broad... So, Chorus did a 2 hard to the left, stays stressed and just getting out of the way. Broadside's done a 1 straight and focused. And Shaza has done... Is that a 5k?
It is a 5k.
Lovely, 5k over behind Oddball. Wolf has done a 1 straight.
Yeah, clears his stress. And I opt to stay there and just take both concussions.
You know what? You had an option.
I could have barrel rolled.
You could have barrel rolled.
I could have barrel rolled.
Use Q7 if you hit that asteroid.
Yeah, great. And then take a shed load of damage. And then what do I do? No, if anything, I think I'd barrel roll in the other way and forwards, which should get me out of range. But I was actually happy to take 2 of them because it's a full health Wolf. Yeah. Take 2 of them, 4k next turn.
Yeah, and then you spend a turn getting back in, and then hopefully because 4k and then turn getting back in, that's all the concussion bombs gone basically. Because obviously now the concussion bombs are on 2 more turns. Yeah, Slider goes 2 straight and is on top of both concussion bombs and has to get out.
So the only mistake here was not doing the 3, because if I do a 2. If I do a blue maneuver or a 2-bank, but I wasn't sure if the 2-bank clipped the front of Oddball.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
But if I do a blue maneuver, I add a white boost to my ability, which you'll see me do now because I can't take both concussions. But if I'd done a 3 straight, I would have been further forward. And that is... I mean, I may well have ended up in front of the asteroid, but that's fine because I can side slip.
Yes.
But doing the 2, not the 3, is vitally important.
So Matchstick does a 2-bank to the left, coming into the centre of the board. Again, still focusing. He's got his turret pointed at Temin. Temin is having a boring game.
Temin ion bumps straight into Oddball and takes the red focus. And then, because I wasn't expecting Slider to be there because I didn't factor the boost in, Oddball bumps into Slider.
Rolls for damage.
Rolls for damage. And I know that if I roll a damage here, I die to the concussion bomb that I am taking. But I roll a focus. Whee!
So you have a chance. It looks like the second concussion bomb is out, but it's close enough that I would ask for a measure. And then we have a 2-bank that sails perfectly past the debris.
It does. And I know what's coming now.
Boost to the left from Poe.
And a focus. Goodbye, oddball.
Goodbye, oddball. So the concussion bomb hits. Looks like Wolf, Slider,
and oddball.
Not odd and oddball, and none of his own ships. The second concussion bomb just hits Wolf. It looks like,
which I'm fine with. But
oddball Poe shoots into oddball and oddball dies.
Yeah, I mean he had 1 health left and a strain, so.
Looks like Wolf just shot at Temin and didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's a little bit of sad times.
And I think here comes an Ion into Temin.
Yeah, it does. We were just checking tokens because obviously Wolf had died, but I was like, no, I'd already moved that lock off. That's these two. Sorry, an oddball was like, no, there's still 2 there.
And dice are being rolled. It's kind of hard to track. So Temin's taking a damage. Looks like he's... I don't see any Ion tokens next to him.
He is Ioned. I just think we forget to... Because I don't think Dom had Ion tokens, so we were using mine, and we're just remembering to put them down. So, at the end of the round, Slider died as well. Because he only needs...
Not out of the ordinary.
No. So Slider died. Oddball died. I took Temin down to 2. Poe's got his shields back.
Like magic. But he has taken a damage.
Yeah, one of the concussions did catch him, which is why he's strained. Temin, if I remember rightly, is strained and can't dodge the concussion from Chorus. So that's another 1. And then all I got to do is try and blink it off with the ion cannon. And that's Temin out.
Oh, and Chorus is the one who doesn't have fuses. That's very up.
Yeah. Like it's 14-11 in Dom's favour, but it's still tight. Like I'm 2 health off another 2 points. Yeah, it's interesting, but the problem is my ships aren't in an ideal position.
No, they're not.
But the flip side is I still have reasonably healthy ships. Like I've got 6, 7, and 8 health on them. Yes, it's 1 green, but
and like Temin is in trouble. Like Temin probably dies to the iron cannon this round.
I mean, that's the hope. But he has done although I've kept Temin out of the fight, he has also done a very good job of sucking up Matchstick's resources for the entire game.
But I think that is just the trade-off you make with this Y-Wing. Like, Matchstick will keep 1 ship out of the game, and your hope is that the 1 ship you're keeping out of the game is worth more than Matchstick.
So I drop an ion bomb with Matchstick, because I knew the Y-Wing was going up there.
Yeah.
And then he
Chorus does a 2 straight and boosts.
And if you hear me, in fact, there's probably me leaning over going, God damn it, I forgot those resistance bombers completing boost.
Yep.
But yeah.
Cheating!
But yeah, it is what it is. So I do a 3-bank with Broadside and take a focus.
Then Shaza does a 1 straight and takes a focus into his own concussion bomb. Awkward.
Wolf does a 4K.
And then Broadside does a
Matchstick. Matchstick did a 3 straight.
Matchstick does a 3 straight and focuses.
Focus.
A 1 bank from Temin. And a 2 hard bump into Temin with Poe.
Yes. No damage.
No damage, but concussion.
Concussion. Now, he opts not to take the strain on Temin. And flips out. I can't remember what it is, but I'm pretty sure it was irrelevant.
You know, I actually like that, because the alternative is basically guaranteed death to the iron cannon turret.
Yeah.
At least with 2 agility, you
Yeah.
have like it's basically guaranteed death to the Arlequin turret because it's matchstick. He's got rerolls. He's got focuses.
Well, here's the flip.
Versus...
I'm down to 1 reroll now.
Yeah.
So it's 4 dice, 1 reroll, and a focus. You would hope for 3 results, right? But
well, it's 2 rerolls, isn't it? Because broadside and matchstick have locks.
No, matchstick doesn't have a lock. The top lock is Wolf's that's on Temin, and I just haven't taken.
Oh, that's still on Temin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had sliders, but Slider died, so it's just broadside's lock.
All right, so a bunch of damage goes out. Shaza takes the damage. Poe takes Poe has 2 health left and full shields, which is kind of crazy. And Poe just sneaks a little shot into broadside and doesn't do anything. And lots of dice being rolled.
Oh, it's a weapons failure. That's what the crit was.
Yeah. Temin does go down to an ion turret.
And yeah, it's a lot of range 3 sort of plinky shots. This one.
This is a little plinky. We can tell that Temin is dead. Chorus is on 2.
No, he's not. That hasn't been updated. Chorus is on 1, and that is important.
Chorus is on 1. Okay.
I plinked 1 through with broadside. So at the end of that round, Chorus is on 1 and it'll get updated. Poe, although still has full shields, is now only 2 health off getting 1 health off getting half pointed.
Yeah, and that is quite important.
That is
3
very
points.
important. Matchstick has 1 health left.
on 1.
And broadside and Wolf are both fine.
So Matchstick is probably dead. Like, there's not really much you can do to stop Poe from killing him.
I do everything I can to stop him from dying. But yes, I'm going to lose to... So it's currently 16-14 in Dom's favour. So I'm I'm going to lose 2 points. So I've got to try and kill Chorus, because that nullifies the 2 points for Matchstick. And then I've got to find 3 points from somewhere to put me ahead.
Which is halving Poe. The interesting thing here is this game has come down to a ship plus 2 Y-Wings. We have an Ark and 2 Y-Wings, and a T-70 and 2 Y-Wings. Thus proving that Y-Wings are the superior ship.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. But I think I do it... I think I bank in with Wolf. I think I do a 2 bank, clear the stress of 1 of the strain, and I'm like, sure, if you want to shoot Wolf, fine. I launch an ion bomb with... Matchstick, because if Poe's turning in, it means he's not sitting there and doing the lock focus.
Yep.
I mean, he can.
But... And then the final concussion bombs come out of the resistance Y-Wings.
Yes. And then I believe that Chorus
does is that a 2 bank and a boost?
And a boost.
Trying to get the heck away.
Yeah.
And then Shaza does what looks like a 4 straight or a 3 straight over the top of Poe, bumps into Matchstick and takes a red focus.
Yeah.
So there's an eye on Y-Wing.
I 2 hard, broadside, up to Chorus, because I've got to send something there. And this is my only chance, because the resistance Y-Wings are fast enough to just get out and boost away. And I look at it, debating whether to barrel roll to make sure I've got the shot. I think I've got the shot. I'm reasonably confident it's range 2, so I just take the focus.
Yeah, makes sense. Then Matchstick does a 2 bank to the right, dodging the debris. And then barrel rolls to the left, behind the debris, trying to get the obstructed shot.
Yeah. So I thought a 3 bank would clip the debris.
Yeah, I think you'd be right.
And I opted for the barrel roll because I was just like, honestly, I don't think a focus helps you on 1 green. Maybe the second dice lucks me out of it. Oh, and it's a 1 straight from... Play it nice and safe.
From Wolf, clearing the stress and 1 of the strains, and you focus. And then it's over to Poe, who is debating with the wings. Looks like he flips them.
Open.
And then he does 2...
Yep, 2 hard.
What?
Sorry,
2 hard.
But boost.
And then focus super boost.
No. Single boost, then focus.
Focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he didn't want to do the 2.
And so Matchstick inevitably dies.
Yeah. Poe nukes the Y-Wing. Fine. I kind of figured that was likely to happen. Here's the important thing. I've got a range 1 shot into Poe. More importantly, Poe didn't need to spend the focus.
Yeah.
But I roll like...
That looks like triple hit and a crit after you spent the focus?
I think I spent the focus for triple hit and a crit, which means I'm putting hit crit through, which means he's halved. And I think he gets
And that's-
double focus.
Yeah, he takes 2 shields.
And then, more importantly, I throw 2 dice at range 2 from broadside into chorus, and I get 2 paints. I spend the focus, and he dies. And that's game.
And that is game. That is 2019 to Sean.
Yeah.
There is an Arc and a Y-Wing versus a Poe and a Y-Wing, and... Oh, I think you might be right. I think Dom taking those concussions on Poe...
It's what won in the game. It's what won me the game. Because that'd be 3 points down. All right, there'd be another turn. But if there's another turn, I can't kill the Y-Wing with Wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I half it, but that's 1 point. Because we'd have Wolf and the Y-Wing at range 2. So Dom goes to 20. I half it. I'm on 19. It's the other way round.
Yeah.
But then the flip side is, if I'd not stupidly picked up Oddball's dial and had been able to barrel roll to the side of Temin and get the double modded range 1 there, maybe Temin dies a round or 2 rounds earlier because I was plinking 1 damage off, which then frees up Matchstick to go and do other things. Like,
the game of what ifs is endless, right?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Like, what if Dom just doesn't drop the concussion bombs?
Wait, I think that's a net win for me.
Exactly. The fact that you say "I think" is like, it could be, it couldn't be. We'll never know.
Like, I don't get the half on Poe, but
yeah,
Slider doesn't die, and Oddball probably still would have. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Oddball still dies, and maybe a turn later. But that's exactly my point. Is like, it's the story of what ifs is endless.
Yeah, but it was a really interesting game. I mean, tight right down to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, march through to the final.
But yeah, like, and to answer your earlier question, it's hard to tell, but to be honest, everything's dying. So I don't think dice variance really came into it. You probably just remember it because your final shot rolled all paint. Your final 2 shots rolled all the paint. Which may have been slightly above average, but only slightly. You had focuses and you spent them.
It's probably me remembering that and then thinking about Elo dying in 1 round. But actually, if I look at where he was, he took a lot of he took shots from all the arcs. But
like, at the same time, Jag died in 1 round. Yeah,
but again, it's the 1 green versus 2, isn't it?
Yeah,
or 2 with heroic.
Yeah, but 9 versus 7.
Yeah. No, I mean, I still think I made a fair, obviously the dial mistake. I think setup could have been better.
I think hilariously, had you not messed up setup and messed up the dial, you'd have won more handily, most likely. Which, there we go. I'm going to get my final poke in before we give this a rest. Probably says something about the list that you can sort of just float it at the enemy and it does all right.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to deny that it's an OP list that needs a nerf. But while it's there, I'm going to fly it if I want to win.
Absolutely.
You know? No, I completely agree. Like, it's very much the strength of, you don't have to be perfect. It will elevate a good player to a very good player.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it has a high floor. Like,
exactly.
It will help mask your mistakes.
But it also has. It has a high floor, but it also has a high ceiling because.
Yes.
Like, 5 other people took this list, or near enough this list. Only 2 of us made cut. I think
more than 2 of you.
3 of us, wasn't it? I don't think it was.
There were a pile. I remember looking around, and there were. I think it was 4 out of 6 were in the cut.
I'm pretty sure that by top 8, there were only 2 of us left because we mirror matched it.
Yeah,
but anyway,
like 4. I'm pretty sure it was 4 out of 6 made cut.
I think 5 people took it this last weekend to the Sheffield GT. I'd have to check on the exact number. I know for a fact only 1 of them made cut.
Yeah, so it's not magic.
It's not magic. It's not easy,
Spamtex.
But you do still need to get some reps in. Like, if you, I mean, I didn't use it in that match at all because there wasn't the need. But like, if you the way you elevate, getting the right R4P triggers, the right times to do those, actually is one of the most critical things of the list. Knowing when you need to turn that 4 straight white or a 3 bank blue, when Slider needs to do his side slips. Because like me and Dale were talking actually while we were playing our top 16 match, and he was like, it got about 3/4 of the way through the game, and he was like, if you don't do a side slip with a Slider, then you're not allowed to win this game. And I was like, I will if I need to. And then it went about 3 more turns. I was like, right, this is the time I side slip. So I did. And he's like, okay, you're allowed to win now. And I was like, yeah. I'm not gonna do it unless you need to do it. Like, and if that means if that means you go a whole game, but it's not being suckered into I must use this ability.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Slider's side slip is his I4, right? And you can decide to do it as you go.
Yeah. And
I4 is high enough that you've probably seen a bunch of stuff go. So, like, don't be wrong, I love side slipping. The gunships, their side slip, side slipping is super powerful. I think Slider might have one of the best side slips in that, yes, he's limited in the moves he can do it with, but he can decide when he wants to do it at the time of doing it.
Yeah. Technically, so can Kyo. And
that's true. But she at least has to have spent the force.
Yeah, that's true. And she increases it. I think the fact it's blue, it stays blue, is and we'll probably review the final next week. And I think I side slipped once in that final, and I think it's the critical time.
Yeah, that's all it needs to be.
Yeah,
just once.
Well, on that note, we better wrap it up for this week. We'll be back with next week where we'll probably do the final. We should have a look at that. It'd be nice to actually go back and watch it. I haven't watched it back properly yet, so.
Yeah, well, let's see how you managed to defeat Chris. Because we've had Chris beating me, we've had you beating Dom. Now we need that, and that way everyone will think that I was in the top 4.
Fair. Yeah. So I'll just say we'll see you guys next week.
Ta-ta for now.